So it is starting to be that time of the year where all kinds of little sparrows and stuff like to fly into the coop, and I don't keep it shut up during the day so it gets plenty of air. So what I do is I create a dust bath inside for them with wood ash and some peat, soil mixture, and a little bit of sand, and I put DE in that as well, and so they're able to dust bathe. But I also take my I don't know what you call it. It's not a sprayer. It's a I call it my puffer. And I put a bunch of DE in there. Sometimes I'll put in a little wood ash, maybe a couple drops of rosemary or mint essential oil. Mix it all up. And then I puff it all over the chicken coop to prevent any mite problems. And that way it gets in all of the little crevices and everything. And it just prevents my flock from being overtaken by any kind of mite. You want to make sure that you wear a little dust mask. Just any old mask. You can get it at the drugstore. It just keeps out the dust from your lungs because the fine particles can really bother them. Especially if you have asthma like me. Hey, what are you doing? Is this where you've been hanging out all day? Yeah? Are you ready for dinner? You are? You ready? Okay. If you can see in the light that I have left of this day, you'll see that I have gone ahead and made a little fenced-in area for the ducks in the yard for the winter. They really are tearing up my yard that we like to hang out in, so it had to be done. They'll be fine. They'll get plenty of hay and all their food and everything for the winter, and then in the summer they'll go back out to their summer house, but for this winter this is where they're gonna be. This is what it looks like from this side. Got the chicken coop, their little duck house, and their little area, and then on the other side is where the goat shed and rabbit shed is. Butters is fitting in nicely. The girls' udders are drying up really good. Today is a freezing rain day, so I expect the goats are probably going to stay in most of the day. This little three-ring circus they like to do when they eat their hay is really hilarious sometimes. But anyway, we just got done trimming the girls' hooves. I've neglected doing it for a little longer than I should, so I'll be spending the next couple weeks putting them back in shape. We won't do that again, hopefully. But you know, life gets in the way sometimes, but I do feel bad. Miss Violet is going to be bred today. She's had a break, and now it's time for her to go visit one of the boys. Huh? I think you're going to go visit Sunny. Yes. What do you think? And all the babies are going to go in the grow-out pen. Huh, babies? Yeah. I wanted to show you guys in the winter when the ground is frozen, even the chickens' pool that they have in their little shelter, that freezes as well. So what I do is in their coop, I put together this box here, and I put a little bit of gardening soil in it, and I mix that up with some wood ash from the wood stove, a little bit of DE and some sand, and I'll replenish this, once every other week probably. If it needs it once a week, but usually it's once every other week. And it provides a nice dust bath for the chickens. In confinement, they're much more susceptible to mites, especially, you got your migratory birds that come and they carry mites too, and they tend to try to take shelter in your barns and coops if they're able to, and I know they do around here. And so this helps the chickens stay mite-free and keeps them healthy. I've also got mint here. I have a ton of mint growing around the property, and I like it to grow all around the property because I use it for tea, I use it for bug repellents, I use it in the chicken coop, and this year is my first year with the ducks, but I'm certainly going to use it in the duck house too to help repel any, again, mites or anything like that. It can even help repel the mice a little bit as long as you keep refreshing it. You can use it medicinally, and it just has so many uses. Mint is one of my favorite herbs. So it is a really nice day here, so I'm trying to get a few things done before I need to go in and get ready, like take a shower because I stink. I'm cleaning out the goats because I'm watching my granddaughter this afternoon. So the one thing that I'm going to try to get done before I got to go in and get showered up is cutting down all of the tomato and tomatillo vines that I have left here so far. And that way there I can build this bed back up with stall muckings over the winter. And it'll be ready for something else in the spring. And Miss Molly's waiting for me to come back in and throw the ball some more, huh? You gotta wait a minute, girl. So it's been a few weeks since we got Butters, and I have noticed that Pixie is showing signs of going back into heat, which is what I've been waiting for, because he is a little shorter, so I'm going to assist him and make sure he gets a chance to breed her. And of course, when Fern shows signs, she can also have the same assistance, because he is a little guy, but this is what you got to do if you want to breed for mini Nubians. Yeah, I was talking a little bit ago about how I was going to bring them back to their original breeder, where I bought them from, and breed them with other Nubians for this year, because I wasn't really ready to pick up a little buck. But I still work part-time, and I watch my granddaughter, and I have a lot going on basically. And I found it a real challenge to try to get her over there when I noticed her in heat. By the time I was able to take her over, she was showing signs of no longer being in heat. So in order for me to really do what I want to do here, I decided it was in my best interest to go ahead and buy my little Nigerian buck that I was going to do in the spring when I had his own pen set up for him. I decided to do that, and I figured, well, once they're bred, it's not really a big deal if he's in here with them until springtime, and in the meantime, we'll work on his pen, in March, and the girls will probably be bred and ready to have their babies around mid-May, towards the end of May. And then, oh, I forgot to get your water. I'll get it, girl. And we'll get his own little pen set up for him. And it is stinky in here, and he is a smelly boy, Butters. But it's something we can deal with for just a few months. In the winter, it's pretty cold around here for the most part, and the smell is not that bad. And that's about it. So that's why I decided to do what I decided to do. And I told you guys I would talk about that later. So here we are talking about it. And Pixie is showing a lot of interest in our little Butters this morning and a little bit yesterday. So this afternoon, once my grandsons go home, my husband and I will come out here and see if we can help them out a little bit. I know that just leaving them in here with them, they would definitely Yeah, see, Fern's not real interested. Although she's not running away. But anyway, so I want to assist them and make sure that I know that they have gotten bred. And then 40 to 50 days after that, I will get the livestock pee test and just make sure. Because I definitely want to have babies in the spring. Bunch of little kid goats running around for me to sell. And I definitely want to make sure I have milk. Oh, Fern, are you feeling frisky? What are you doing? Oh, you trying to get him to love on you? Yeah? Alright, I guess we'll be out here assisting both of you. Oh, you're feeling itchy today, too. We need some DE. Oh, I see a tail flagging. Yeah, I see some flagging. Oh, you're just feeling... These guys are... Oh, my. Okay, well. Well. Something's bugging you. Anyway, that's that. Good morning. It is Christmas morning, and everybody has gotten treats, even the wild birds and the squirrels. So now I'm going in to give my husband his Christmas present. Hey Mom, look, your Christmas cactus has white and red flowers this year.